Hello, my name is Ben Faulkner, and this is my presentation for Assessment 2 of the Marketing and Organisation Management for the University of West London. It's just some headline details of the assessment. So first off, we'll start with a bit of the product definition of what DNA Stream does, sort of focusing on project management. So DNA Stream is a software consultancy specialising in a number of service lines, including implementation, project management, training, managed services, and other specialized consultant services such as business process review and other things like that. So we are what IFS calls a channel partner, IFS being a global software provider specializing in enterprise solutions sort of across the ERP, FSM, and EAM spaces. So DNA Stream offers its services in a business-to-business manner, so we sell to other businesses and not consumers. And as I previously said, so for the purpose of this analysis, we'll focus on the project management service line. In terms of the value that DNA Stream offers to its customers, so enterprise solutions cover all of a business's operations, all of their processes, meaning they are sort of by nature, as you'd expect, complex solutions, meaning that delivering these projects is often extremely time-consuming and comes with a lot of associated risk. So working on these projects, they often come with a number of time, budgetary, and resource constraints, which all have to be delivered against when we are employed as consultants. So we have to deliver these projects to these constraints. And in order to ensure that this occurs, we really do require just the highest standard of project management. And this is where DNA Stream really offers its value, because all told, DNA Stream's project managers have hundreds of years of project management experience when put together. And this expertise, and especially the experience that these project managers have in their respective sort of specialized industries, really means that we're able to deliver these projects as required. So I think when we're aligning to customer needs, I guess it's some sort of questions about needs, wants, and demands. So in terms of needs, our customers need a business system that's in general support, i.e. if they have issues, they need to be able to contact IFS and say, we're having issues. And then for them to be fixed, it needs to be in general support, meaning that quite often our projects have a very strict deadline that it has to be done by for when the system will go out of support. So we have to align, we have to deliver our projects to these time constraints. Alongside this, sort of business data has to be managed securely, so for GDPR constraints and as such, meaning that if the project must be delivered to scope constraints, i.e. data has to be protected in such a way, and the project has to be delivered as such. So, and our project manager are able to deliver projects against both time and scope constraints, and keeping these in mind throughout and ensuring these are delivered with good governance. So moving on to the wants. So a customer may want their operations to be streamlined. So for example, they want to be able to do their processes in a more efficient manner, saving money, saving time, etc. So DNA Stream's able to offer sort of business process projects, and which are basically reviewing, revising, and managing processes accordingly. And DNA Stream's project managers have a wealth of experience in this way, managing that change. And onto the final two, which are the demands. So business data to be handled efficiently, i.e. not duplicating too much effort, duplicating too much data. This isn't a need, they don't need to do that, but sort of data review and implementation should be delivered. This is where DNA Stream's project managers, again, are able to come in and deliver these. And then also working to a certain budget, i.e. often budget is a want, or is a demand, not a need. So the system should be delivered to budget constraints, is where DNA Stream's sort of able to align its services to those. If we were to classify these needs, wants, and demands, the needs are certainly safety needs, as they align to both could present huge risks to a company's operations, whereas the wants and demands are sort of self-actualization, sort of improving and sort of improving their status. It isn't necessarily a safety or anything like that. So if we now move on to market segmentation and targeting. So I think it's first good to analyze sort of what market is DNA Stream in, and at its core level, DNA Stream is in the enterprise software consulting market. However, this covers several software providers, several styles of enterprise software, as we previously mentioned. So I think it's important to break this down a bit further. So we really work on projects, so implementation and management of these solutions. So these, yeah, as I said previously, complex software implementation and upgrade projects. So this could be people coming from software outside of IFS, moving to IFS, or upgrading from one IFS version to another IFS version, which could take the form of a re-implementation, i.e. treating it as if it was an external solution and really reviewing all the data and reviewing all the processes as part of that. So These require specialized consultancy in a number of ways, sort of training, project management, as we're focusing on now, business processes, technical consultancy. So that's the sort of market that DNA Stream in, and especially project management. In terms of breaking down that market into different segments, I think it's first good to break it down by industry. So DNA Stream's focus is mainly on manufacturing, energy, utilities, and field service industries. So field service, you'd expect mainly a sort of FSM solution, whereas utilities, energy, and manufacturing, it could be an ERP or an EAM solution. And in terms of sort of geographical elements, we focus on UK and Europe markets. So usually our companies are either in the UK or based in the UK with some European business units. However, several of our customers are global customers. So in our portfolio, we've currently got one with business units in the US and Australia. And in terms of our previous portfolio that projects we've delivered in the past, there's one that I can think of where we've had business units operating out of the US and Australia. And an important sort of softer characteristic to note is the companies we work with often maintain old processes where they've used an old system and sort of force these processes into a new system through customization and modification without implementing change. So I think this is a sort of characteristic that we often look out for, is this is often where we can really offer value to our customers, is able to implement that change. So in terms of evaluating these market segments, important to note is we are almost completely dependent on IFS as a whole. So IFS, so for DNA Stream to get work, IFS has to gain new business for us to get projects. IFS has to offer product upgrades for us to get upgrade projects. And IFS also has to not bring their consulting services in-house. They do have in-house services, however, customers often go to us as opposed to IFS in-house. So if IFS were to improve their in-house services, that would pose a risk for us. In terms of the positives of that reliance, it means our services are extremely niche. So it means that if a customer requires a certain work doing, we're often top of the list. So limiting that sort of competition that we experience. And it also allows a constant flow of new business, because as long as IFS is getting new work, we will always be getting work sort of that's in proportion to IFS. So obviously it will never be in the same sort of size. We're a small consultancy, whereas an IFS is a conglomerate. And then as you can see in that last bullet point, this strong dependency does present risk, as I said, if IFS takes their services in-house, that could cause a decline in our business. Or if IFS slows and stops gaining new customers, or existing customers leave IFS solutions, that could again pose a risk to our operations. And finally, sort of differentiation and positioning. So what makes DNA Stream different? So what is DNA Stream's differentiation strategy? I think the key, which our customers really, really value, is a personal touch. We are a small consultancy. I think we've got up to around 30 consultants at the moment. And I think part of that means we have an atmosphere internally of family that we bring to our customers. We build meaning relationships, which they really value, as opposed to working with sort of formulaic consultancies, especially when you're working with a team of consultants for anywhere north of a year, 2 years, 3 years. You want someone that's really you're going to get on with, which is where I think we really come to life. Second is a tailored approach. So when you look at other large consultancies, they often follow specific frameworks and specific guidelines when undertaking projects, whereas DNA Stream has a much more tailored approach. So based on customer culture. So for example, if they are heavy on governance, we implement things like that. If they're a government-owned company, we bear that in mind. Things like that are where we're able to offer significant value based as opposed to other consultancies, because we're able to tailor our approach completely to the customer. And also focus. So as we focus just on IFS projects, it means that our expertise and our experience sort of on these projects is far and above other consultancies where their focus may be on enterprise solutions as a whole, or just project management as a whole. Whereas our expertise in IFS specifically enables us to really offer value to our customers. So competitive advantages. So our wealth of project management experience. So other consultancies sort of may employ people from a graduate scheme, whereas DNA Stream takes people from industry and really uses their previous experience from across industry sectors, styles of software, and really marries all of this experience together with IFS projects. And yeah, as I just said, so sectors is another key one there. Project type. So as I previously mentioned, we might do a training project or a technical project or business process review project, and managing these often sort of encompasses different strategies, which DNA Stream's project managers really have a grip on. And then last point there, so dealing with varying scope, budget, and time constraints. So as I previously mentioned a few slides ago, so scope, budget, and time constraints are something that the customer often sets out at the beginning of a project. And we have to govern our projects very strictly in order to deal with these and ensure that we deliver against them, which are where DNA Stream project managers come in. So these are not only where we go over and above sort of our competitors, both on IFS and other consultancies' point of view, but also offer more value to our customers. And I think that return on investment is where our customers really see the benefit and is where we sort of are over and above other consultancies. And just to finish off with a positioning statement, so to industrial companies undergoing IFS software projects, DNA Stream offers a wealth of project management experience to execute these projects to all required constraints with a tailored and personal approach. Thank you very much.